Normally he's at least like over 35. Everyone else was like 30, but that's because we had them on part 1.
This is your home base? That's pretty weird.
You could say that.
And you're telling me that we can use this big thing to go wherever we want?
Pretty much wherever, as long as it's a place that I can remember. My dad built it a while back.
Not bad, Dad. So you mean if you don't have any memories of the place, it's a no-go?
Why? Is there somewhere else you want to go?
Yeah. I'd like to visit Carmina on the Nameless Island.
I'm not a fan of the mask. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Especially with the way it, like, you know, he still, like, moves his mouth instead of it just blocking his mouth. Like, it's like a part of his... It looks like it's like a... You know what I'm trying to say.
No problem. Even if I've never been there before, we can take the Uzra.
If you want to come along, I won't stop you, but it's kinda out of your way. No hard feelings if you forget about me and stick to stopping the bacteria.
I was kind of hoping it was just a mask. I mean, it is, but, like, you know, it just blocks his mouth. He kind of looks like a skeleton. That's gonna be cursed for the entire game. What did you want us to do? I mean, we should do Tan's Past first, yeah. I was supposed to do that main quest a lot sooner. I wish the game led me into that a bit more. We could have had our 8th party member a lot sooner. Any side quest? Yeah, Nameless Island, we'll go do that. You guys don't have side quests, right? We're gonna do Owen's quest. We will, one day. Probably after this Tan's Pass, we'll do Owen's. Kina and Owen one. Hello. Give me the goods. Bum, bum, bum. I don't really need any of this, but I'm just gonna buy a few preemptively. We have so much cash. Alright, Tam, well, we're gonna have to get used to your mask being a part of you, which I am not really a fan of, but whatever. What level are you? 39, okay. At least they catch you up. They get you pretty close to the other party members. I mean, it's still behind, but again, we were supposed to do this quest, like, earlier. This is lower level than, like, all the other quests we've done. It looks cool when he's not talking, basically. The mask looks cool, but, like, the way it, like, moves with his mouth is really weird. I would rather just not see his mouth move. Because that's how masks are, instead of it being him looking like a skeleton, basically. We have a lot of catching up with you to do. I'm gonna grab Adolfo Impact. Oh, no, the first thing I should grab is Jetstream, your attention skill. It's a spider! That could be useful. Add sit damage. How many times are you going to be alone, though, is the thing. Damage plus under fire. Maybe. Wait. Yes. Your whole gimmick is using... Your whole gimmick is like a Dark Knight in the older FF games. Darkness, like, using up HP, essentially. So, that's good for you. Just give me defense plus, I guess. That's fine. Next thing I want to do is give you a, what's it called? What's quick change to? Chance to get an extra turn after using non-offensive actions. Ooh, that's really good. Vibran Stones. I'm gonna give you both Vibran Stones because you're super behind. Yeah, Unfamiliar Stone, then Vibran Stone. Just take both of them. Wait, these don't stack? Unfortunate, but understandable. So, I guess... Tanzanite might be good for you. That means one of you can get the other XP increase. Like, how much is it gonna boost my experience is the question. You're all like 45. Leo's 46. Who has an accessory that I don't mind giving up? We don't need this until I get to a boss and I need to give another status ailment thing. I'm gonna give it to you, I guess. Alright. Immediately we're gonna do Tan's Past. Maybe I should look for some robots. Oh, I can make a wizard belt. Alright. But also, like, more main story. Also, I thought they were going to have us wait for the growth map. I thought we were going to have another... I thought this mission was going to give us the growth map. They just gave us the growth map, like, right now with Tan. Alright, what does wizard belt do? MP up 3, 50 defense. I'm gonna give it to you. Alright. There's a quest on the Uzra that's undiscovered. Vibra's Royal Capital. I'm not too fussed about that now. Let's do this mission with Tan. Is this the island I need to be on? Nameless Island? Yeah, 42. Let's do this first. We'll catch up with side quests later. Nameless Island. I wonder if the Tri-Stars are here.
Never thought I'd come here again.
Is this the place?
Yeah. This is where I first met Golf and the others. And Carmina. Back then, Golf wasn't a spirit beast yet. He had a physical body.
He wasn't always like that?
Right. If you want to know more, we've got to walk and talk. There's some place I gotta visit. Come along, will you?
I'm on it, brother. Don't you worry. Oh, hello. We're gonna roam as Tan for the foreseeable future. Man, we saw Tan so early in the game, and we finally have him.
Any farther if the mist stays this thick.
You've got to know the trick to navigate this island.
The trick?
Yeah. I'll show you over at that orb.
Alright then.
Give the orb a shot of magic. That should clear the way.
Thank goodness this game is a top-down view perspective. I don't have to look at Tan's skeleton mouth that often.
That's a new one.
Oh, Ez, you're here. Burn him. Oh, you're gonna be staying. Your fire is really good here. Oh, baby. The numbers. They're so big. The largest numbers in the land. Adolfo Impact. Do I love Tan's fighting style? Like him using... I said this when we met him. I love his fighting style.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, that was pretty good experience from that, like, one encounter. It'll skyrocket when we do Dimension fights. Well, this is like that one forest dungeon in Tales of Berseria. The one that's optional. Alright, first we gotta deal with some new encounters. Oh no, it's this thing. You know, we haven't done this in a while.
Get out of here.
I I ignore this enemy, but we haven't.
Still with me?
Maybe they'll give me something good. Nice. Okay, next up, research lens, please. Sure thing. Who knows? Maybe they'll give me something worthwhile. I doubt it, but... Keep hitting, keep hitting. Oh, and I use research lens, so I get to see how much HP it has. Nice.
Show up your fangs.
Alright, Leo, lots of Samaderas with you, then. Look at the sound you make. It's so annoying. Burn! Oh, yes. That's like 8,000 damage right there. What if I kicked it up a notch, though?
Give me one good shot. You're up.
Keep shaking it up. Alright, Leo.
Sweet.
You're my gold mine for damage here.
Here I come.
And keep shaking it up. Give me like one more Leo turn that should have you dead. Yes, I'm working on it. Swap you out and bring me Zinniker, or just Cheryl. Maybe she'll get a defense drop.
I'll put an end to this. To arms!
An anonymous gifter has gifted a tier 1 sub to Zexy Observer. Thank you, whoever you are. Your support is appreciated.
Show up your fangs.
One more Samadera should get you where I want you.
Burn.
Wow, really? Alright, fine, lightning.
I'll cut ya.
How have I not broken you yet? Or met the standard? This is why I don't fight these things. What was I thinking? Doing good, but still not there yet. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I hate this enemy. Get me out of here.
Fall back and regroup.
Enemy's a waste of time. I only got it like once, and it's just a waste of time. Alright, when is the game gonna start giving me dimension stockpiles? Because I want to patch Tan up.
Hey, can I ask you something?
If you've gotta.
Are Golf and the other beasts native to this island?
No, they're not. Carmina brought them when she fled here from somewhere else.
Adolfo, Galf, it's okay.
The woman's voice was clear and light. The two beasts, seeming to take comfort in her presence, slowly backed away. Behind her was a third beast, watching Tan intently. The woman seemed to be around the same age as Tan. She smiled brightly at him.
What a scary face you've got.
The woman's smile met Tan's cautious gaze. Her expression radiated innocence and purity. Not expecting a sudden joke from a total stranger, Tan stayed silent and waited for her next words.
My name is Carmina.
She said. Tan was a spy who worked for the Fantasian Empire. On the way to a mission to infiltrate the Queendom of Vibra, his small boat was destroyed by an overwhelming storm. That storm had carried him to this nameless island. Neither Vibra nor Fantasian knew of the island, but Tan would forever remember it as the place where he met Carmina. Tan and Carmina, Episode 1. Carmina's shack was on a quiet corner of the island. The shack's walls were made of logs, clumsily stacked together, clearly not the work of a professional. However, the room was filled with quality furnishings. Whoever Carmina was, she'd once enjoyed some degree of luxury. Carefully observing Carmina and her movements, Tan gathered that she relied on the beasts for her survival. Carmina's lustrous, wolf-like companions were expert hunters, and they brought food back to her on a daily basis.
I have something to ask you. Just out of curiosity.
By now, Tan's wounds from the storm had completely healed. Still, Carmina never told him to leave her shack.
Of course it's out of curiosity.
Carmina chuckled.
Why else would you ask?
She glanced up from the tree nuts she was sorting.
I mean, I'm really curious about you and this place. I'm nothing but curiosity.
Tan's sudden burst of candor surprised even himself. Flustered, he continued shelling the nuts as if he'd said nothing.
Tan knows where it's at when it comes to asking a girl out.
Well, go on, ask away.
Adolfo and the others, they're not from this island, are they?
Is that the only question you have?
Sure.
You're a bad liar. I know there's more that you want to ask.
He's so smooth.
There is, but for now, you saved me. That's enough for me.
Carmina chuckled once again.
You're a kind person, Tan. I can tell.
Said Carmina, gazing into Tan's eyes.
I'm kind?
And here I'd always thought the people of Fantasian were all cold-blooded.
Tan was speechless. How had she known where he was from?
Your gear gave it away.
And you're from Dora, right?
Dora was one of many small nations that Fantasian had invaded, destroyed, and taken over. Dora no longer appeared on any map. Its culture and language had been wholly consumed by the Fantasian Empire. Dora was small, but it had been rich in underground natural resources which were loaded with magical power. Its neighbors fought over its resources, finally reaching a truce, until the Fantasian Empire broke that truce and advanced on the humble nation. The Fantasian Empire seized control of Dora in a flash. It became little more than a military outpost from which Fantasian attacked other neighboring nations. Dora's capital, once brimming with magical golden ore, was now little more than a ruin under the Fantasian Empire's thumb.
And that's not all. You were close to Doran nobility.
What makes you think that?
Carmina asked quietly.
I'm familiar enough with Doran craftsmanship. One look around this room and I knew.
You're not wrong, but you're not entirely right either.
Carmina murmured as she looked into the distance. Tan asked another question he thought might have been better kept to himself.
You're the chief's daughter, aren't you?
Carmina nodded. Tan felt a strange sensation, like blood draining from his fingertips. He saw again what he had witnessed that day, the day Dora fell, hanging in the air behind Carmina like a backdrop.
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for? It's not like you had any hate for Dora, did you?
Carmina stood up and opened the window of the shack. The subtle scent of the sea and the whispers of the forest surrounded the two of them in an instant. The three beasts gathered around Carmina's feet, a low rumbling in their throats.
We're the only ones who escaped here, to this island.
Said Carmina, stroking the beasts tenderly.
Adolfo gave his life to shield me from an incoming arrow. But my father, our chief, revived him. In his final moments, he used Doran magic to turn Adolfo into a spirit beast. But I'll never know whether that's a choice Adolfo would have made for himself.
Carmina looked up from the beasts to face Tan. She had a perplexingly peaceful expression. Her kind eyes didn't betray the slightest shred of resentment.
You're the kind one here, not me.
Tan said.
Am I really? I abandoned my own people. Instead of fighting for my country, I chose to survive. How there could be any kindness in that, I don't know.
I ran away too.
Said Tan.
But that's different.
Is it? Look, from one runner to another, I get it.
Tan stared straight back into Carmina's eyes.
I get that there's excruciating guilt in your heart. And I get that you pushed through the pain and chose to survive. Isn't that right?
Carmina nodded sheepishly.
Yes, you may be right. I'd like to think I'm kind too. But maybe that's just my way of hiding the pain in my heart.
Whatever the reason, your kindness saved my life. So as far as I'm concerned, it's real.
Sincerity shone from Tan's eyes as he looked at her. She smiled back at him again.
Thank you. Tan, I knew you were kind too.
They all ended up here?
Yeah, and they lived here in peace. Until I came along. Time to move.